What's good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you with Paul. Paul got third place with Mannadium. So, Paul, we're gonna show us your deck list, man.
Yes, sir. All right, so not a super common deck anymore, but the basics. This is just Mannadium with some other, random engines. It's not Scare, Claw, Cashier that people are used to seeing. So you still do just run the 2 of Visa Starfrost. 3 is too many because you do need other cards in your hand to summon him. So he's a brick if you see more than 1 in your hand. The main searcher for the deck, this is Riemhart, 3 of obviously, best searcher in the deck. Used in the other version, he is the main normal summon, but in my version, Samsar is actually my main normal summon because I'm playing a lot more balls than most other people are. So we're playing 6 balls. And so actually what you want to do is you want to start with Samsara. Since his Visa's on the field, you can just special all the balls from your hand for free. And then Riemhart can pop balls to summon himself. And so it's just Samsara is your best normal summon, and then you use these 2 to pop balls and summon themselves. Since we are playing mostly pure Mannadium, we got the 3 Obsidian. Most other decks only play 2, but since we're playing it without the Cashier, Scare, Claw stuff, pretty good extender. Lets you mostly search your trap. It is a bummer when you have to search the field spell and you don't really need it because it makes you, but it's a decent card and it helps you get Visas out of your hand by banishing from the graveyard. I got the 3 QCR planets I got from my boy Charles here. Obviously just search any Visas or Mannadium monster. I'm still upset about the way they made this card work, where like it can actually goof your combo with Riemhart by increasing his attack to 1600 if you have a tuner, and then you can't summon your balls from your hand. It just seems like they did that on purpose. The 1 Primeval planet, Perla Rhino, this is just if you don't open a Visas and you have to use your other planet to search Riemhart or something, then you can make the 8 Synchro search this and then search Visas with the planet. Because you do need Visas. This deck is terrible if you don't see Visas. Reframing, just your basic counter trap. It's usually what I'm searching off of Obsidian. And then the rest of the deck is a Bestial package. I had 2 of these. I got the 3rd one on the way. Bestials are pretty solid in this deck. 2 of him, 1 of him, 1 of him. So we got 6 total. Should have 7 once I get 1 more, but these are great. It's great in the format. It's good for Malice. It sometimes is okay against Ryzel, but it's just solid against Fiend Smith decks that are running around, hit all their stuff out of the graveyard. And it also helps you go into a lot of the extra deck monsters since they are 6s and they are dragons. So you can make like Excel Stardust. You can make a bunch of other dragons, which is pretty cool. And the last engine we're playing is actually we're going back a couple years into the Adventure engine. Only played 2 of her because I was trying to keep this as close to 40. I'm at 42 and I didn't want to play any more cards. So normally you'd see 3 of her, but you still play 3 right because that's what you're normally searching off of her. 1 Draco back, and then 1 Fateful Adventure, and then the 1 Rider. So I actually really thought this package was pretty cool. I thought it was going to be kind of bricky going second, but it actually put some pressure on people because if you go right, get the token, and you're able to get the Draco back, you can just start try and send stuff from the field with Draco back, and then they basically have to respond at that point, so you're getting some of their interactions out of the way. And then if you've already got Griffin or you've searched them, they're using their interaction and you didn't have to waste your Griffin Rider, and you can just summon them when they respond to the Griffin Rider. So I thought that was pretty good. And then the non-engine, really there's not much. We got the Fuaros, 3 of. This is basically just to try and draw me into more engine, because I'll tell you I play no other hand traps. This is it. And it's just to try and draw into more engine to break the board going second. And then second, they don't know that you don't play any hand traps. So when you drop the Fuaros, a lot of people are like, well, I can't just let them draw 9 cards and hand trap me to death. And so a lot of people make half boards or stop, not knowing you don't play any other hand traps. And then the 2 of talents, because there are a ton of hand traps running around, just take stuff, search stuff, And then the last one is reinforcements of the army. Search your Riemhart, pretty basic stuff there. Extra deck, I do play Primeheart. He's my boy, along with the other 2, Trisket and Amritara. So he actually does come up fairly often. They did do him dirty. He is so much worse than all the other heart monsters. But being able to swing 4 times when he's 3,300 is pretty nasty. Sometimes you can just go for game. Solid, just search for any Mannadium cards you need. Very rarely does the pop a ball or pop a card come up. And then I wish she did more. Basically, you just use her to revive her tuner and go into him. Very rarely do I use her for anything else, but every once in a while you can summon her with summon a ball from the graveyard, and you have like 2 other balls, and then you can make everyone level 2 and make like a 5 tuner prime heart and swing 5 times. So that comes up occasionally. Play 2 Astrolaud. Just don't have room for 3. I'd like to play 3. He's like the best card in the extra deck. Pop a card, he gets huge. This week I was able to just put him in defense and buy me like 5 turns because they couldn't out him by battle since he can't be destroyed by battle. And then he's a really important part of an engine I play in my side deck that I'll show you later. And he's just a good 8 to go into tuners. The Spice was Mind Castle, and she was just my backup plan if I got stopped with just Riamheart or Samsara and a ball. Just make her and switch monsters or send her to the graveyard if you can and take one of their monsters. Frankly, never summoned her, but it was an idea. XL Stardust, just basic combos. Go into dragons, and he's usually the dragon you're going into. So you can either make Bestial with him, or you can make with XL, or you can make it with the Bestials, and that's why the Bestials are so good. Also a lot of synergy because you banish to make Astrolaud, you banish with your Bestials, Malice is banishing a bunch of stuff, and then he's just like, hey, that's just free negate or pop material, or free lights and darks to summon from the banish. Changing, just good 10s that you can make. Changing Chaos Angel, nothing too said really there. You got the Crimson Dragon, and he is used mostly to go into Majestic Star Dragon, which is just a wild card. He just negates, basically omni-negate and wipes your opponent's board, which is just crazy for a card as old as him. And then the last, just in case I ever was able to make a 12 other than Crimson, this is the best generic 12. Pop a card, draw. Well, draw, pop a card. And then Cross Sheep, because you need him to summon Astrolaud, so you can summon 4s from the graveyard. And then you're just generic SP.
Sweet.
And then last, what I was talking about earlier, when you got Astrolaud, he's a really important part of my side deck engine, because when you're going first, you know you're going first. This is what you side in, is you side in 3 Shadows Lights and an Archlord Christia. Because if you're able to get the Astrolaud, by that time you've usually set up a Synchro 10 and a counter trap, and then this will let you target Astrolaud, who just happens to be a Dark Fairy, to summon a light fairy from the deck, and so you just cheat out Christia for free, and then no one's summoning. I mean, it never once has anyone outed this when I've summoned him. You just win. It's kind of cheap.
Yeah.
And then also you play all the balls are fairies. Triss gets a fairy. He's a fairy, and so it's pretty easy to just hard summon them, even if you don't see this. Just get 4 of them in the graveyard, and you're like, there you go. Have fun.
Draw the out.
So there it is, boys. Mannadium with no Cashier and Scareclaw.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. If there's any changes you'd make, what would be them?
You know, I'd probably, going forward, I like the adventure engine. It's funny, but I might cut that down. I mean, for hand traps, it is scary to let your opponent play and just say like, hey, go off, and just like, I hope I can break it with an engine that is pretty weak to removal already. And so I'd probably cut those 7 or 8 cards for 7 or 8 hand traps.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your profile, Paul, and good luck on the next one.
See you.